In this screencast, we're going to talk about how to calculate tax. So most things are taxed in Pennsylvania, and sales tax in Pennsylvania is 6%. So you'll come across in different states there are different sales tax percents, and so we're going to talk about percents and how to change that into a decimal, and then from there how to calculate your tax. You'll see on the screen that there are two different equations. The first equation is helping you to actually find the sales tax in dollar amount, and then taking that amount, adding it to your cost to get your total cost. So a few things to remember. First of all, remember that percent means out of 100. So basically, if you needed to, you could write your percent as a fraction out of 100 and then change it into a decimal that way. The easier way is to look at changing from percent to decimal. You just move the decimal point 2 spaces to the left. So you'll see in my example down here at the bottom, 6%, you'd move the decimal point 2 spaces to the left to get 0.06. 12% would become 0.12. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first example. So in our first example, it says Tyler buys a shirt that costs $8.99. The sales tax in PA is 6%. How much sales tax will he pay? It's really important to make sure that you're once again reading the question and answering what they're asking. So the first part is calculating sales tax. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to figure out what 6% would become as a decimal. So if you think about what I said 6%. You just move the decimal point 2 spaces to the left. So there's my decimal point after the 6. I'm going to go 1, 2. My decimal point now moves here, so I have 0.06. So 6% would be written as 0.06. And then thinking back to my first equation, I'm going to take the sales tax times the cost, which is $8.99. Now this is where it comes in, where it's important to know how to multiply decimals, because sometimes you want to have a calculator handy. Remember when we are lining up to rewrite our multiplication problem, we line it up by place value and not by decimal points. So we line it up with the first number and then the second number, third number, and so on. So in this example, we're going to go ahead and do 6 times 9 and keep going with that. So you'll notice that I got 5394, and now I need to think about how many spaces I need to move my decimal point in. So I have 4 numbers behind decimal points. So here's my current decimal point, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my sales tax is 0.5394, but because we are talking about money, we need to think, okay, with money, it is only 2 cents, or 2 spaces after the decimal point. So we would actually just write 54 cents. So 54 cents would be 6% of $8.99. So then when it asks you what is the total cost, so the total cost, you're going to take your $8.99, that's your cost for your t-shirt, and add your 54 cents, and that's going to get you your total cost. So the total cost that Tyler would pay for his shirt is $9.53. So once again, make sure you're reading the question carefully. First question asks to calculate sales tax, that's where you're multiplying. Second question asks for total cost, that will be where you're adding the dollar amount of sales tax to whatever your cost was prior to that. In our next example, it says the Miller family went to dinner at Chili's and spent $35.41 before tax and tip. The tax is 6% for dining out. What is their total bill with tax? So this time they're combining it all into one. So we're going to take our 6%, that becomes 0.06. We're going to then take our $35.41 and multiply it by 0.06, and we're going to see what we get for our tax. So I get $2.12. You'll notice that once again I'm moving in 4 places. So that will be 2.1246. Once again, with change or with money, we are only going 2 spaces after the decimal point. So that's where we would cut it off. Because there's the 4 there, we only keep the number the same. We don't actually round up. Now, this question asks total bill with tax. So we are going to take our total bill of $35.41 and add our tax to that, $2.12. When we add, we get $37.53, and that would be our total answer. So the Miller family would pay $37.53 for their dinner, and that still doesn't include tip, but that includes tax now. All right, last question says, Nick bought 2 hockey tickets for $119. The sales tax on entertainment tickets is 12%. So I underlined 2 important things. First question says, how much will Nick pay in sales tax? So the first thing we're going to do is change our 12% into a decimal. That will become 0.12 because we're moving our decimal point 2 spaces to the left. And then we take our $119 times 0.12. Notice that once again I'm just lining up first number, second number, not the decimal points. And then I'm going to go ahead and multiply. You'll see that after I multiplied $119 times 0.12, I got an answer of 1428. I moved the decimal point in 2 spaces and got $14.28. So that's the sales tax. Now it says what is his total price for hockey tickets including sales tax. So I'm going to take that $119 and add $14.28 to that. And I get $133.28. So that will be our total cost including tax. So just remember to calculate tax or sales tax, you need these 2 equations. In the first equation, you're multiplying sales tax times the cost. And in the second equation, you're adding sales tax to the cost to find your total cost.